Hello and welcome to Drakey News Topic 2 from Stacy Drake. So, last time I discussed, the dichotomy on Long Island and how the mainline towns are being hurt by this corruption with the third track project not going the way it should. Now it's time to talk about how Irvington BOCES is on its last legs. It already was, a few years ago. Back when I was in Riverview High School, I thought I was in the worst place possible just because how awful high school is compared to middle school. I've talked about this time and time again. But then I thought the grass was greener at Irvington, but no, it was worse. It was redder. And these problems need to be addressed because, unlike the students in Rockland County who care about the disabled, the students in Westchester County, southern Westchester, don't. They just live it up in their enclave of a school, while the special ed students, who are the type who are supposed to be there, these disciplined kids invaded Irvington BOCES. The special ed kids suffer because they're not given what they need, because these disciplined kids don't want them to be given what they need. They just say, whenever there's not enough classroom space offered, they say, oh, take a mainstream course. They have more room there. Well, not everybody can take a mainstream course. As I've stated, I couldn't. And this is why. And then there's the student government at Irvington BOCES being more or less, not less, but more, stuck up and snobby. I'm going to look up in my yearbook. Of course, I'm not going to show you what it is. I'm going to show you this. I'm going to read off the initials of the student government. This is just shame. Student government. President, the snob of them all, RR. Vice president, who's also pretty much a snob, just because they never voted in, just because they're older and they're more advanced, and they have more government experience, but they have less of an idea how to make school better. Vice president, JBS. Officers, well, one of the officers, TR, is quite a snob, but the other one, KV, she's good. Treasurer, that's someone good. Members, RB, he's good. He's one of my best friends. AG, not so good. EK, good. MR, good. DR, yeah, he's just like the president. A big snob. They're like best friends. And then SS, kind of like a snob too. The two teachers, however, are good teachers. I mean, I really enjoyed Mr. B at Irvington BOCES. He was a great teacher for the arts, like social studies and English. He was a great teacher. Anyway, the demographics at Irvington BOCES keep on getting worse and worse. And then adding 7th and 8th graders there to crowd up the schools was an act of the disciplined kids trying to, make classroom space even worse. It's corrupt. Why couldn't they have just kept the Farragut Middle School in business? It was an important part. It was a necessary part of having classroom space available in the high school, and also to some extent in the Mechanical Hills Elementary School. And I'm not gonna, and later on I'm gonna get into the fact that Mechanical Hills, back then when it was run by Miss A-, as I call her, not just A, I'm just calling her Miss A-, because she deserves it. she was corrupt even more than these disciplined kids. And she has since retired. This was back in 2010, in 2011, when I was there. At Mechanical Hills BOCES, but Mechanical Hills BOCES is doing much better these days without her. So yeah, they're the friends and frenemies of BOCES. Of Irvington BOCES. Skid. And, you know, even the snobs complained about, like, there being no field trips during the end of my senior year. And that was just because they wanted to make things more fair, like I said. They took my suggestion into, like, having field trips allow everybody in them, but in order to do that, they would have to, like, get rid of field trips entirely because of the medical assistance needed. Oh, who cares? We deserve the field trips just like every other school got. What about the field trips for the end of the year? What about recreational field trips, which I got in elementary and middle school? Why did they get rid of those? Did these middle schoolers going into high school say, oh, did they complain about these recreational field trips? Did they complain about field day? Say, oh, we don't, this is an awful thing. We don't want this to return in high school. So why get rid of it? And as you can see, this video is turning into a rant. But I like rants. And one of my friends got forced out by these disciplined kids. And got put into a boarding school in Putnam County, then back into his home district where I am. Then graduated this past year. And he had an even harder time than I did with these disciplined kids. It's just a shame what's happening. And all of my friends from Successful Learning Center, I'm now a sophomore at that alternative college, all of them got good experiences in high school, and I got jealous during my last class hearing about them. It was, like, very unbearable. Was how I was, like, suffering, and they got to live it up because they went to different schools. Some in Rockland County, I guess. Because Riverview started to stand up to the state right as I left. We need to take a stand to the state and stop their corruption towards high school. Stop the favoritism towards elementary schools and have every school be treated like elementary school, regardless of level. Why do you hate the more advanced students? Why do you treat them like crap? Well, my video is getting long and it's going to take a long time to upload, so I might make a part 2 on this. Bye.